Cause I'm a broken soul, yeah, trying to find his way. And I pray to God that I will someday.
Welcome guys to another episode of the Vulnerable Reps podcast, where we have workouts and deep conversations. And today's special guest, her name is Jazmin Margalef, and she's a Latina wellness coach and a mental health advocate. And on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about the power of sharing your story online, on the impact that it can have on others, and most importantly, on ourselves.
Let's go.
All right, Jess, so I go, okay. A. Did I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. All right, guys, so you just saw the coolest handshake ever. We've been practicing it all day. For the people that don't know you, Jazz, let's take a little 1-minute intro of who you are.
Hi guys, my name is Jazz. Hola, mi nombre es Jazmin. I am a Latina wellness coach and a mental health advocate. I basically grew my online community back in 2020, advocating for community efforts and just outreach in order to make exercise accessible to everyone, no matter who you are. And so I am so happy to be here and just talk about my story, talk about the importance of representation in the fitness industry and how important it is to always advocate for your community. So let's get it.
I love that. That was beautiful.
Period.
Beautiful.
Damn,
oh, here comes the thong now, right? All of a sudden, right? She's like, damn. Well, all right, well, I'm gonna follow you. What do we call it? Muscle mommy workout?
All right, we're gonna be doing a muscle mommy routine. You know, I do love my glute days, but I wanted to challenge myself since we're getting vulnerable. Upper body, you know, for most women, it's a little challenging.
Yeah.
So I want to, you know, put you through a little challenging workout, some reps till failure type of thing, you know, old school Ronnie Coleman, you know, style.
Oh, it's Ronnie Coleman, okay.
Let's get in.
Come on, lightweight, baby. Let's go.
That's lightweight, that's light, that's the mindset. Just gonna start off with a comfortable weight. And our first set is just gonna be a nice, just comfortable little, you know,
just
nice
comfortable
little
30s?
8 to 10.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, I dig it. Most people.
A little 8 to
the 30s ago, right?
That was my boyfriend's reaction. At first I was like, let's do a little upper body day. He was like, cute. I was like, yeah, 30. He was like, oh.
Yeah, that's how I was like, okay.
Like, you know, white chicks?
Yeah.
He's like, perhaps a salad. And she's like, perhaps not. I'll take the steak smothered in butter.
Oh, yeah, you're strong. I love it.
All right. So do 8 to 10.
8 to
Push
10?
for 10, though.
Okay. Have you always naturally been strong, or is that something you kind of build up to?
When I first started, I was a little weak. And I used to go to a gym that used to be a Gold's gym. It was actually Kai Green's old gym in New Jersey.
Oh, no way. I like Kai Green. That's cool.
And I was a 19-year-old little flimsy girl, and I see Kai Green sweating while he's warming up, and I was like, I'm not doing something right. So I would just copy what he did.
That's so
And then
cool.
over time, I mean, him and his woman, I mean, it was crazy. Like, they were just like, I was like, this is like superhuman people.
Yep.
This is insane.
It's the guy competing for Olympia. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sean Clarita also went there. So we had like Olympians coming in here.
Is that when he was still competing?
Sean Clarita?
Kai Green.
Kai Green, I believe so. I think he was still competing at this was 2019-ish, 2020, before pre-COVID. Sean Clarita was another Olympian. We love our short kings. But yeah, it was great. It was like the craziest thing. So I was like,
oh, yeah, 35s now? Okay.
so we're gonna progressively overload, going heavy, controlling the movement. And then that last set, I'm gonna surprise you.
I love it. Do you feel like, do you naturally seek discomfort in the workout? Like,
Yeah.
Do you ever see that kind of like also portray like in your day-to-day life? Because like you seek it here, so now you're okay with pressure. You're okay with going after your dreams. You're okay with like doing more because you're like, I like that discomfort.
I do. I feel like if I'm not under pressure, I just can't. Like I can't function. Like whenever I'm too comfortable, it's a good and a bad thing. It's like people are like, that's a good thing. Like it's good that you're like calm and like you deserve it. But I don't think like I'm entitled to just having a nice little comfort life. like I want to work for it, you know? And I think, you know, to an extent, it's like you have to have that mentality, like nothing is like ever given to you. Like you have to earn things, you know? And I just,
I love that.
Just that I feel like a lot of people, there's like actors and people that come from Jersey, and I saw a quote once, and it's like, when you're from Jersey, it's like you have this chip on your shoulder. And it's so true. Like you go in with that mentality, like you gotta work, you gotta be the hardest worker in the room, you know? And that's just how I was raised to be. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, a taught thing in a way.
I think that's a good thing. 'Cause like a lot of people hate discomfort, but then they complain about their life. They're not happy. And it's like, well, then you gotta like discomfort, because if you're not, then your life's gonna stay the same.
Yeah, discomfort is where you grow. I think I'm scared of being comfortable. If I'm like comfortable for the rest of my life, it's like.
How do you find like that balance of like, the healthy comfortability of like this? No, you should actually like relax and enjoy this. Like, you know.
I think no one talks about that. When you heal, the most stressful thing is actually having a calm nervous system. It's actually really hard for a lot of people. And being real, I think I don't have a healthy balance at all. I think it stresses me out being that calm. I don't know what to do.
Do you feel like it's because maybe naturally you grew up in more of a chaotic energy, so chaos becomes comfort and peace becomes the discomfort we don't like?
I
don't like that discomfort.
I think even like it's funny talking about discomfort, like, oh, I like being like uncomfortable, but like even peace is in a way uncomfortable. But it's like a different type of uncomfortable.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
So when it's like too peaceful, it's like, yo, like, you need to work harder. Like, what are you doing sleeping? Like, you know, and it's, you know, I've been able to create a really well-balanced life in a way. Like, I can wake up, go to the beach, go work out, edit. And like, that's my life. And I went from like commuting, taking this train to like school, bartending, working as a nanny. Like, I was like 24 hours like a hamster on a wheel. And you go from that to like, boom, you make this business, and now you wake up. What do you want to do today? You want to go to the beach? You want to grab a little matcha? You want to get your steppies in? I'm like, what is this little soft life? Like, I'm not liking this. So your nervous system tricks you, because it's been, like you said, just growing up and like, in that, I think it's just like also a Latin thing too. You know, it's like, stop making excuses for yourself. Nobody's gonna do nothing. No one's coming to rescue you. And just also being the oldest child too. You have that like, you know, that breadwinner mentality, like, I gotta carry the torch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think
so. It's like your siblings are looking at you, your parents are looking at you, everybody's looking at you.
Yeah, I think in Latin culture, we always have like the survival mentality, right? Like, we have to survive to live. Don't trust anyone, just your family or whatever it is. You got to do it for you. But then, like, there's a blessing in that. But then also now I'm probably doing too much, and I'm going to self-sabotage one day, or I'm not even enjoying my life because my brain tells me there's something not right. I got to go do something. I got to make pressure. I gotta go make.
You gotta make pressure. That's the craziest thing. Even like vacations, like it's not like you're supposed to have fun.
Right.
This is enjoyable. This vacation. In my head, I'm like, what am I gonna film? I need to have a film routine.
What's the purpose of this?
There is no like, oh, I'm just relaxing. You know, because in a way you punish yourself. Like, well, I get to live this nice little lifestyle. There's people out there that are suffering. There's people that have to wake up every day and get after it. So me, I'm gonna keep working, because it's disrespectful to like my people to not be like working in a way, you know? Or you get clowned on, you know, for doing what you do for work, which is like working online, you know? One reel is the same equivalent sometimes to someone's monthly pay. So, you know, you're getting clowned by your like Theo or Thea, like, oh, look at the influencer. So you're like, all right, I gotta make this look like, I gotta really make this look like I'm working here, you know?
And the funny thing is, I look at it as more like we're seeing family insecurities that we're making. It's hard for them to accept that maybe there's another way, you know? And like, look how much money I'm making, and I'm like so calm. And sometimes they got to project that, right? And so if we're not aware of that, then we're like, okay, I gotta make it. I gotta prove to them. It's almost like I can only date someone if my mom and dad approves. I'm like, but what happens if your mom and dad they're pickers off? And so you really love this person, they are good for you, but just because they can't accept it, you're really gonna listen to them? Like, why? And that deep ingrained belief, well, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's not what's true, right? So yeah, I think a lot of times,
perspective too.
because I've seen that happen with me. I think I make the most money out of my whole family, and I see the celebration side of it, but I also see the side of like, well, that's probably not a smart idea. I'm like, but why not? I'm doing nice stuff. Yeah, but it's not gonna probably work out long term. And then I go, maybe they're right. But then I gotta catch it. Wait, no. It's because it didn't work out for you. You know?
And that's the thing about breaking generational curses. Like, I just do not share certain information. I always say, like, my best friend's my mother. That's the only person that I'm really, her and my younger sisters, and like, we cool. That's it. But if it's not my mother, nobody else has to know what I'm making or what I'm doing or my blessings, because I've just come to learn the hard way. Like, I think everyone wants to see you eat as long as you're not eating more than them.
It's 100% true.
You know?
Because usually people that celebrate
It's gluttony.
you,
It's
because
gluttony.
they're probably doing better than you, right? Like, I'm always gonna pump people up, but there always is that little, it gets weird.
They're like, I want to see you eat. Just not at my table, bro, but I don't know how to tell you. So let me start making like little smart remarks. Let me start making little funny jokes. Let me start poking at you. And it's like, wait, that's not funny. Or like, wait, why do you always like revert this back to you? Or if I celebrate or have good news, you're weird now. Yeah. So honestly, like, I hate to say it, it's not about being guarded, but now I'm just and I actually just made a post about that last night. I literally was just like, I'm at a phase and so many people commented on it, like in DMs, like they're going through the same phase in their life. It's like, I'm 25 years old, I've hit like my mid-20s right now, and I think obviously certain things develop at every age, but I'm at a point right now where I'm like, dude, if you're not cheering me on, support is free. A like is free, a comment is free, reaching out to me, a 5-minute call, it's free. It's free. It's like, what are your priorities in your life? Like, I'm not a priority, right? So for me, it's like, I tend to prioritize so many people, important to people, but I'm like, now I have to be more wiser with my time. Yeah. You know? It's like, I think sometimes we want to see the good all the time. Like, oh yeah, like they mean well, they got a lot going on. We all got a lot going on. So it's like, who are the people pouring into you? Now that's why I'm just like, okay. Like, we cool, but
I know our relationship dynamic. We talk about this, but I don't talk about this with you, and that's okay, because I'll talk about this with this. Like, I have a couple friends, but one in specific where we're both in the season of really being really successful, and so we're excited to share it. Dude, guess how much I make? Because we're pumping each other up. Dude, you're gonna do more. Dude, we gotta take that vacation. When we hit this, I'm gonna take you on a cruise. All right, if I hit it, I'm going to. Hey, guess what? I'm able to pay my mom money. This much money. No way. I'm gonna get my mom a house. Dude, go for it. I'm trying to get my girlfriend to not work for 6 months because she can't. I can't wait to take care for that 6 months. I gotta make this much money. He's like, bro, you got it. It's just like celebrating, right? Because you're happy. Because I've never had it.
And it's who you surround yourself with. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be around people that aren't ambitious or people who want more. And I think that's the hardest thing too, though, when you grow up in a certain area or you grow up living a certain way for a long time. It's like, I sometimes even hometown people, I always say hometown people are your biggest haters. Because it's hard to accept that you both were in the same place, but I'm somewhere different, and like you remained in the same place.
And it talks about that in the Bible. Who hated Jesus the most? People from his hometown. Oh, that Jesus. I went to school with him. Oh, well, he does miracles.
Yeah, and that was hard. I'd be like, nah, they probably don't mean that. My biggest haters when I first started social media were hometown girls. They were mean. I mean, I'm talking, I could pull up. Actually, I'll screenshot the tweet so you could have it right on there. You can put it right on there. I screenshotted everything because I was like, I'm going to make it. And when I make it, I'm going to have these screenshots ready. There you go. I'm talking about no one wants to see, I would like post a gym outfit every morning. I said that was how I started. I was like, I'm going to post a story every single morning. My gym outfit, that's it. And I was awkward. It's my first time. I'm like, hey guys, like this is my sweater, this is my sports bra. Like, now I can get in front of a camera and just talk. But I had to set up my little iPhone and I'm like, hey guys, like, it's obviously like innocent and cute. And you have these bullies and they're like, no one cares about your gym outfit. And I'm like, damn, like that's square. Like like what does somebody else trying, right? Like, what does that do for you to like instill so much hate. And like I couldn't understand that for the longest, and then I just realized like sometimes your light is just shining so bright and it just pisses people off because they're just in their own insecurities, and understanding like how people treat you has nothing to do with you. Like it has everything to do with them.
Our light
how they feel.
shines the brightest light on the thing they wish they had, or their insecurities.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? Our wins make them feel more insecure, so they project it in a sense of criticism, bullying, whatever. They're trying to just make us feel bad, because if we feel bad, they feel up.
Yeah.
But it's an illusion, because guess what? That feeling for them is going to go away. We just got to be mindful of the hater so it doesn't make us go down. More just
it sucks. So when you're young, you don't see that.
Yeah,
and my mom would be like, it's okay, it has nothing. I'd be like, no,
it has to do with me. Yeah.
My life is so hard. And like looking back now, I'm like, yeah, I don't care what people think.
Yeah, that's good.
Hate me, love me, I'ma still move how I move. I move and operate in love. So like,
amen.
I mean, oh yeah, right, we're working out. So we're gonna go heavy. Once you finish your 8 to 10, or let's say you hit your 8, we're gonna grab a lighter weight and you're gonna rep. You're gonna do nice little, very tight and like quick reps.
We go to failure or for that
failure.
one? Okay.
Till failure. Till failure.
That's funny. Yeah, my favorite bodybuilders were Jay Cutler when he was competing against Ronnie Coleman, and then I loved Kai Green because the way he performed, how he dances and does the splits.
Yeah, he's. I mean, like,
Flexible.
come on.
Damn.
2 marshmallows. I always wanted to do bodybuilding. I'ma just be real, like.
Oh, I think you have the physique for it, right? You think?
That food looks too good. So
Have you ever wanted to compete?
I always wanted to do wellness, and then I realized I had like really severe gut issues. And so right now I'm working on like fixing that.
What do you have, like SIBO? Do you have IBS?
Candida.
What is that?
It's like a really aggressive bacteria.
Have you ever tried doing KPV, BPC, TB500? My girl had a parasite, and for 5 years she went to all the top doctors in the world, and nothing could work. She did the peptides, the BPC, KPV, TB500, and for the first time in 5 years, her gut problems are gone. And remember, she's a data person, like science, and she's like, I will only see if there's clinical trials. She did it. So I have a lot of people with gut problems that I help out now with that. Yep. My friend right now almost died, so I have him on it. He just came to my work because the first time in years.
Oh no, it's bad. My levels, I have like 9 different levels of like high levels of gut bacteria.
Yep.
Candida feeds off of sugar and carbs. So I mean, it's hard to.
So do you have to do like a keto diet almost?
Basically,
or do you do a low FODMAP?
Yeah.
Have you on that? Yeah. Okay, a little one.
We gonna rep too big. Come on.
Oh, you're giving me the weights.
Right there. Nice little.
Yeah.
Gonna rep it out. Just nice little half reps.
Half reps.
Little half reps.
Something like
that. Nice. Nice. What's your favorite childhood movie?
Oh man, I don't think I've ever been asked that. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think while I'm doing this. I'm like, she asked me a question and I haven't been asked before. My brain.
Let's go.
I don't think. Okay, I know a favorite childhood show. That's a lot easier.
Show.
I was a big Dragon Ball Z person.
Oh my god. I was not expecting that.
Because for me, it was more like my whole throat's all Dragon Ball Z tattoos. So for me, it was I was always obsessed because again, insecure, weak, skinny kid, and I didn't feel manly. And I go, man, these guys have powers. They're so strong. Like, I wish I can have powers. I used to pray to God, if you're real.
We all went through that. When I started watching Avatar, my mom was like, nah, Avatar. You need to stop watching this. She's like, I was like looking at the water. I was like,
yeah, dude, literally, I would have fights in my room. We're like, come on, I'll fight like this. I'm gonna fly one day. And I have a dream. And I'm like, I don't want to wake up. God, put me back asleep. Make that one real.
I was a big daydreamer as a kid.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. Like, it's crazy how I feel like when kids go through things, right? We're gonna do chest press, Smith machine. Yeah. I feel like when kids are going through things, like they can't control environmental things, they like try to change it in their like internal world.
Yeah, it's kind of like our escapism, right? Like,
yeah.
Whether it's a survival tactic because the house is unsafe, or like you said, just for us, we're trying to think of our life. Man, if I was like this, it'd be so cool. all these friends, be strong?
Always wondered what it was, because obviously, like, girlhood and teenagehood is so different, I feel like, than like men. When they're going through puberty and masculinity, like, and how like, well, right now with Andrew Tate and all these like very women are trash, and kids are like, ah, ha, 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 that's funny. So I wonder what that looks like now, you know, versus back.
Yeah, because I know like back then pressures, right? Because again, both women and men, right? They have their own pressures, right? Growing up. And I know, like for me, well, in my head at least, the pressures, right, of society back then before social media was, right, men are strong, so you better be strong.
Yeah.
Men know how to fight. You better know how to fight.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, you better, win every fight. If girls don't like you, then you're not man. You know what I mean? All this stuff. There's so much pressure of that, and I think the concept of having to be a provider. So that means I got to be the smartest, I got to be the fastest, I got to be the best, I got to be the best at everything to be worth to somebody, right? I think the pressures. I think the other thing is too, when you're a guy and you're more sensitive, you can't be sensitive. So what happens when you're naturally sensitive? You got to hide and pretend that you're not. And imagine that, because I'm a sensitive person. So I used to lie that I knew how to. I was a black belt. That I was deadlifting 1,000 pounds. I remember in 5th grade, I was like, dude, I've had like 20 girlfriends in 5th grade. I'll tell people all the time. And they're like, oh yeah, really? Which ones? I'm like, nah, I don't really pay attention. There's so many of them. Like, because I was so afraid to just admit that I don't know how to talk to girls, that I'm emotional, all this. I'm not strong. So, how much should I put on?
I well, you're a lot different.
Well, I mean, I saw you had like 3 plates on, right? You just took them off for me?
Yeah, right? I had
345s.
2 marshmallows. I like to just, and then I'll do about 8 to 10.
And we're just doing incline bench, basically, right?
Yes, sir. I like the Smith machine because it just really controls the movement and keeps it in place.
What about for you? What were like the pressures for you, like for like a woman? Like what goes through your head when you're growing up and you're younger?
You want to be picked. You want to be chosen all the time. You really seek validation from other young girls, from young boys. And I grew up in a super religious home, so I was just no one's first option ever. I was like, no. Like growing up, I wasn't like the hottest girl. Like I wasn't, I was always like, oh, it's Jazz. It's like the friendly Jesus little freak. But it wasn't like, oh, like she's hot and I want to like, like I think she's beautiful. I never like, you'd hear from like people, oh, like, you're beautiful, or like people at church or your parents are like, you're so beautiful.
The one that you don't want to hear it from.
Yeah, but you want to hear it from people at school, like, oh, she's cool. And so I'd try to play sports, I'd try to fit in, I'd try to be cool, but I was like overly empathetic and like too sensitive. And even teachers would like, I would just cry a lot in high school. I was so sensitive in middle school and elementary. And I just vividly remember them telling me, like, they'd be like, oh, like, just go to the water fountain, like, wash your face off. Like, just stop crying. Because I would just cry over everything. Everything made me cry. Like, if someone was mean, if someone would bully me, if, like, a teacher gave me attitude, like, I could just really feel things, And so,
and for you, like, back then, like, were you like aware that you were just like a very empathetic person, or did you see it as like, I can't be crying all the time, like something's wrong with me, why do I do this?
Yeah, because my pops was a complete opposite. Like he'd be like, you need to stop crying, like stop crying, but be tough, and my mom on the other hand was always like very in tune, like, no, like it's okay to cry, like, but at the same time she'd let me express myself, but then she'd be like, what are you gonna do about it? So there was never like really enough room to like sit with feelings. It was just like avoidance. Like feel, avoid. Feel, cry, but don't like dig deep. Just like chill, relax, And then my pops was just like very old school. Very like, I think he was like making us into tomboys. So he's like, I'm gonna put them in boxing and you're gonna, mess up these little boys. And he was like, you fight back and like just don't cry, like he believed in that old school parenting, if you know what I mean. So I think for me it was like I just started bottling. Senior year, I just stopped. I kind of just started feeling myself go a little numb and just like not crying as much or taking things as personally anymore, you know?
And how did you get like that? Like, did you just get so numb, like so desensitized? Did you suppress so much where you kind of almost just became shut down in a sense?
100%.
Yeah.
By senior year, I think I could see a change. I think by senior year, I just started not opening up as much, not talking. I think I became more, I became more quiet. So more observant rather than like talkative. And that was like good and bad, right? Like I was holding on to a lot. I think also just realizing that I was really different from other kids and other,
And like, what do you mean by like different? Like from your perspective, did you view as different for you compared to others?
I think that I came from a background where my parents always did their best to give us like the best, but it just wasn't like enough, right? Like you wanted the newest pair, you know, like school would come around and you wanted the best pair of shoes, right? Or like when college opportunities came around, you want to go to the best college, right? You want to go to a 4-year, you want to, you know, prove yourself. And so I started recognizing by junior year, you know, when these colleges were coming and, you know, kids were having different opportunities than me in certain things and could afford different things. I was like, damn, the world's just kind of weird. Like, why don't I get those opportunities? Like, I'm just as smart. I have 4.0, school president. I was doing the most. I mean, I was dedicating every single hour to school because I thought if I worked harder, I would have the same opportunities. But then I think by senior year, on top of like being exposed to just like so much like and I think teachers, it's not a lot of educators' faults, but they're not well trained or well versed in like emotional regulation with students. It's just kind of like, I'm here to teach, that's my job, and I'm out. So like if this student is just not emotionally regulated, it's not really my problem. Like I'm here to teach, right? So I think that's what happened, and that's another thing with resources in low income, you know, neighborhoods and schools. Like a lot of these teachers are getting severely underpaid. Obviously looking at it as an adult, I see it now, I couldn't see it as a kid. But a lot of kids are dealing with like mental things, right? And you don't want to go to the social workers at school because then they think something's wrong at home, then your parents get mad,
Yep.
right? So like teachers they don't know how to handle these things, right? So you're just trying to get by, and then obviously college and decision day, and then I had to end up going to community college because we just couldn't afford it. And I was just super resentful at the world. I was like, this is ghetto. I was like, why? Like, why?
And did you ever like think when you're that age, right? Obviously, again, right, you're just seeing things through your perception, right? A lot of it is what it is, but maybe was any of the perception too like, it's probably because of me too, because I'm, you know, like you said, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. Maybe it's just.
I did not feel good enough. And you know what's crazy? I was just thinking about when's the first time someone told me I wasn't good enough. And I was a freshman, I was 15 years old. My soccer coach, you know, I had been like busting my butt all year. This is my sophomore year actually. And I had done club soccer. My parents couldn't even afford it. I don't know where we found the money, but we found it. I was like, if I play club, I can do varsity. If I do varsity, I can get a full ride to a college, and I can go to school for free. That was my
mindset.
Yeah. And I didn't get into varsity. And I was like, are you freaking kidding? I'm like, I've done everything you've asked me to do. I've gotten better. And like, he just looked at me straight and he's like, Jazz, it's because you're not good enough. Like, you're not good enough to be on varsity. And those words, like it like shattered me, but it built me. Like, I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm gonna prove you effing wrong. Like, I am good enough. But then I always felt like I had to prove myself. And then that also caused an insecurity in me from that age on, like even more. And so that started that opened up a whole can of worms to all my childhood stuff. I'm like, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing enough. And so always proving myself. And then sports can become super toxic because yes, I think sports are great for, you know, leadership building skills, for communication, team building, all that stuff. But also no one talks about like kind of the toxicity of it and having to prove yourself. And then by the time you're an adult, right? Like you're with that mindset, you're getting out of high school after playing sports for so long. Like if I perform well, then I am deserving.
Right, the performance,
I am.
self-worth, yeah.
Yeah, so I need to perform. So on top of academics, sports, right? So then you're getting out and you go into this rinky-dinky community college and then you're still like, I need to perform, right? And it's like your whole life, you keep every year. You're like, how can I top that? How can I be better? College is not high school. You know what I mean? People aren't, good job, high five, you're doing great. Like, no one cares. So it was like a culture like, wait, why? Like, who do, you know, like you get into college and you're like, my identity is around all my educators, all my coaches. And I'm like, hello, like, who am I gonna perform for? And it's like, no, you're here for yourself. Like, your grades are for yourself. You're paying for your school, no one cares. And then it becomes like an identity crisis. You're like, who am I?
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of like around college, like what started happening. I just had an identity crisis because I kept performing. But it was like, who am I performing for at that point? But you always have that in your head. I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not, right? And keep feeding yourself that stuff.
Okay, so what are we doing now?
So right now we're gonna be doing some tricep worky. So we're gonna be pulling down, making sure you're just controlling it. We want to be bringing it all the way up. Gonna keep the biceps in. Tuck in your, well, you can't really see, but you're gonna tuck in your elbows. Just pull, right? And you're gonna do 10 of these. And then you're gonna switch here. And then you're gonna extend. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
10 down, 10 extended, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so like for you, so you were talking about basically, so you're getting in college, and now you're in college, and you're realizing, right, college is different than high school. High school is very, like, you get to know your teachers, you're pumping each other up, we're all about figuring out who we are, right? Perform. But now you get to college, and you still have the performance mindset, right? Performance self-worth, and then you're realizing all of a sudden that it's not that same type of culture. And then you were saying that you learned that, hey, Jazz, like you're talking to yourself, you got to do this for you. So what was that like?
I think at this point, it wasn't only college. I had a lot of life changes that happened to me. So by this point, I had already moved out of my house. So I was like an 19, 20-year-old renting out this room and living with random people. And I was just like, wow, this is hard.
Was that your first time like living with random people? And
yeah. I was like, this is hard because I grew up in a room with both my sisters. So it was like you constantly have family and your siblings, and in a way you feel like I abandoned them, you know, and you're going through your own feelings. So it wasn't just college, I think it was just life. And I was like, wow, this is like wake up call, but I need it. I need to be uncomfortable, right? I was like, if I'm not uncomfortable, I'm not growing. I need to perform. So I was like, how extreme can I go, right? So I was like, I want to pay my own bills. I want to be responsible. I think my purpose in this life, and I'll say this, like, I'll never forget my middle school principal is like, he went and he told me, he was like, people are never going to remember, like, what you look like, if you lost weight, if you did your hair. He's like, they're going to remember how you made them feel. And I was like, whew, I was in middle school. I was probably like 12. And I remember like thinking to myself, like, oh, I care how I make people feel. And I want people to always feel loved. Like, that's it. And honestly, I think like my whole purpose on this earth, to be honest with you, I think is just to impact people in a way that they've never been impacted by God's love. And sometimes that comes with giving back. Sometimes that comes with just like listening to them. And I think that that's honestly how I've been able to form the online community that I have now, because I'm not someone that just comes on here and I'm like, here, okay, here's a workout, I'm out, peace, right? Deuces. I'm more of a person, like, I want to connect, like, I want to know more, like, you know, I want you to know about my life, like what I'm going through, and like, are you going through that too? Like, let's connect, because I need human connection. I can't just be in front of a screen. And that's the hardest thing about being in social media, is it's a very shallow industry, and you're trying to find depth and you're trying to find connection so bad in every single type of way. And so it's like finding different avenues, right? Like in-person events, trying to meet people, and just trying to like do something that's impactful, you know? And so that's kind of my mission this year. Like, how can we do charity, get-togethers, community, because that's where I feel like my purpose like is. Man, this ain't no short people friendly.
You want to do a different machine?
No. We've got to challenge ourselves.
There you go, right? Get uncomfortable.
It's past my bedtime. I got one brain cell. Ask me one more question. I got one more question in me.
See, this is called
okay, short king.
This is called support right here. See, I'm supporting you.
La 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 la.
So yeah, so let's talk about it. So now you get to this point, right? You get out of the hospital. You're getting off the medications. You're realizing it's basically sucking that, you know, your soul out of you. And you're realizing that there's not too many resources for people, educational, so they're just throwing stuff at you. So then you get big into, you start posting about it.
Yeah, on
so
TikTok.
Like, what was like your first post that went viral on TikTok? What was, if you remember, like, what did you talk about? One, why did you find the courage? Because most people are scared to put it out there. How did you find the courage to post it? Basically letting everyone into your personal life, right? And then two, what was that one that went viral for you?
I think at this point, I was like, I have nothing to lose. I was still, like, nothing helped me yet. And I was just like, I literally have nothing to lose by posting. And I didn't care about anything or anyone. And I was just like frustrated by my situation. And I was like, well, if people are making money off of this by posting fancy things, then I was like, maybe I can make money just by being real.
Wow, that's cool.
And I was like, people are literally getting paid to do dances in LA, like in a big fancy house. Like, you're telling me I can't get paid to just be real and like connect with people. That was really like, I was not looking for money. I was like, oh, I want to make money. I want to monetize. Like, I was just like, I just need to make enough for school, need to make enough for literally groceries, and I'll be happy. And I just want to connect with people at the same time and make them know that they're not alone in this. And so honestly, it started off, I remember it was like my workouts actually. Like, I was posting just in workout stuff. And I was like, we're here, like, we're doing it, like, pre-scoop, let's get it. And then it kind of did well. And then my other video that did well was I was in bed. And I remember I was going to film, like, a little get ready with me. And I just couldn't get out of bed. Like, that day, my depression, it was just really, really bad. And I was like, I haven't showered in, like, God knows how long. I can't get out of bed. I haven't eaten. I don't know, like, what to do with my life. And I was like, I'm just gonna set the camera up. Like, I don't care if it looks cringe. I don't care if people talk. I just need to show this. And I just wanted to be vulnerable with the internet. And I laid in bed. I was like, I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna set the camera up. There's no rush. I'm not gonna fake it. I'm gonna show the raw, like, everything. And I was laying in bed, I was crying. I was just like, I didn't want to get up. And I remember it was Sarah TD, like Jake Roberts, this pastor, and she was like, girl, get up, like, girl, get, and it was like preaching. And then I filmed me like working out and just showing like what I was going through and just showing the raw, vulnerable, like I haven't showered, haven't done anything. And people like, they were like, yo, this is me, this is real. Like, I'm struggling right now. Like, let's get this, let's do this together. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna start documenting this. And my TikTok blew up. Like, it went from like 0 to like 100K in like, I don't even know, like a couple months. And then it just kept going up and up and up. And then
and I was like, and you were just posting basically authentic.
Posting. Yeah, I wasn't making money or anything. I was just like I was getting little brand deals, but it wasn't like paid or crazy money. It was just like being myself, you know?
What did that feel like? You literally being yourself, not really expecting anything to happen, like you said, and then just seeing that impact.
I was happy. I was like, oh, this is my fulfillment. I love doing this. And from there on, everything just continued growing. Like, my online space grew into a physical space, and then I outgrew my environment. And I said, if I'm gonna grow, I need to go somewhere that I've always dreamed of, and I'm just gonna wing it. I don't got the money, but I'm gonna wing it. And that's how I got to California, and then continued building my brand, my essence, my community. And like, now that's like who I represent. I just represent like, you know, the Latinos, and I represent everyone. It doesn't matter what background, but I think specifically the Latino community resonates with me because that's my why. Like, it's like, we're more than, I think that like Latinos, sometimes we're labeled a certain way, like we're service workers, we're service providers. Like, I think immigrants are like the backbone of this country, and I think that that's how I was raised, and that's, you know, my parents came here to give me a better life, and just knowing that like I'm making the best out of, like, you know, even though they went through what they went through, they tried their best. It was like they set me up for success, because if they could make it out with nothing, I was like, I can make it out and live through my purpose. And now every day I'm like, I stand up and I'm like, you know what, like, you don't need to put yourself in this box, and like, Latinos don't belong here, and imposter syndrome, like, everyone, there's space for everyone. And so just making space for yourself and being like, yeah, I deserve to be here. It doesn't matter who I am, it doesn't matter my background, where I come from. And so that's like the daily person that I'm representing when I do my content and when I'm like going after it in life.
So it's a combination of you go viral by sharing your mental health, right? And then not only that, you're an advocate for mental health, but you're an advocate for the Latin community, right? So now for our people, right? And stuff like that. So, and what else do you like to present on there? So you have mental health, you have for the Latin community, right? And then how did you start incorporating fitness to all that? Is that because you've always liked working out?
No, like exercise for me, I mean, sports became toxic for me when I was in high school, but I turned that, and when I was going through, trying to find healthy ways of coping, I realized like exercise was what made me happy, even if it was after a shift at 11 p.m. and all I had was a 24-hour gym. I was like, just walking on the treadmill, just literally moving my body. Movement became medicine. Movement became like this flowing essence. Like, I couldn't describe it. It was like I would finish and I'm like, oh, I actually like don't feel that feeling anymore. Like, I was able to release. And I think even feeling strong when I work out and picking up heavy weight, for me it's a release. Like, I'm releasing everything in this like iron weight. Like, I'm able to just boom, like release it. When I'm doing a deadlift, boom, I'm releasing my anger. And so that's how I started coping in a healthier way. And that's how I honestly, like, it became, you know, my little muscle mommy era. And like that. we still be out here, you know, inspiring the muscle mommies.
So no, and I love that, right? It's like, what I hear from your story too, right, is like, again, right, there's pain in your life coming from culture, environments, right? That's what happens, right? It's no one's fault. It's just what we're around. And then it gets to a point where it's really bad, right? Where you're having mental breakdown, insecurities. I'm not good enough, and you're seeing your life as proving it. Well, I can't get here. I can't go there. Why? You go to college, performing, you're getting these things, but then now, you know, you get cheated on. Like, it's just, like you said, is this all that there is? Nothing's working. When you have this moment where it gets so bad, you go to the hospital, you get out, medication, you realize this is bad, you find the courage, I'm going to share it, and now look at your life just dramatically changes in like this positive. So let me ask you this. Now that you're out there posting and doing all this good stuff, like, do you still though battle with that? Even though optics is, dude, look how many followers she has, look at her engagement, look at she got a place, like she must have no problems anymore. Like, do you still have like this battle with your mental health? And if you do, how do you kind of make sure you stay grounded while you're enjoying now a good life that you truly deserve?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I still definitely struggle, but I don't identify with my diagnosis, and I just don't, like, I realize that like saying I have X, I have Y, I just think that you affirm that belief that you don't only have it like that owns you in a way, right? That was my own personal experience. And once I changed the language of like, oh, it's just a bad day, not a bad life. Okay, like, okay, I'm having a bad day, but it doesn't mean that I'm bad. It doesn't mean that what I'm doing is bad. It's just a bad day.
So you're really separating it, right? Instead of making
that's
like an
the difference
thing.
Between today versus old Jazz.
Okay.
It just was over consuming, there was no control. Where now, that's why I have it tattooed on me, train your mind to find the blessing in everything. I choose to train my mind no matter how hard it is, right? I might wake up and have no energy and I don't want to wake up, but I train my mind to say, you woke up today, like you're blessed. Oh, you don't want to walk? Let's think about how healthy. Look at your working legs. Look at the blood that's constantly flowing. Look at like how active. So like I just have to train my brain. It's sadly, I really wish that I was born with, you know, I always say I think it's a blessing for people that are just optimistic naturally. I have to literally train my brain. And it's not an easy thing. It's not easy to train your mind to find the optimistics when you're constantly in this battle. But that's why like God is at the center of it. And also my relationship with God has developed so much since then that I still do battle with these things. But I always say like, I ain't gonna let the enemy win today. So for me, it's like, if the enemy can put you down and can tell you you're not worthy and you're not good enough, like those things would never come from God. So that's the way I look at it. When I get those thoughts, I'm like, I'm like saying, you rusty, musty, dusty little, not today. Yeah. So I guess that's what separates like now versus before, and not, you know, I tell people that don't compare yourself. Like just because someone's doing well online, that's why I always try to make an effort to be like, this is a bad day for me, guys. Even now, even with everything I've achieved, I still create videos when I'm having bad days. Because I think that social media, it's become a lot of people's reality. They don't live anymore. Like social media is their daily life. They're not going out to take a walk. They're not having daily exercise. They're not going to their kitchen to cook. They're not even walking around their house. Like they're literally waking up, opening a phone, seeing someone else's reality. They're on their way to work, right? Driving. They're looking at more people's lives, and it's constant comparison. So that's why I think it's a wake-up call to start sharing those ugly moments too, even if you do have a big platform.
And I love that, and I think it's beautiful. Like for you, I'm so amazed by you, because it's so cool. For one, you talk about God, which I love, right? You're staying true to that, right? Two, it's like, I want people to know like that's not how life looks like on social media. No. So you're gonna take the step of vulnerability. Like I'm gonna actually share my bad days and my ugly days. Yeah. So you see reality of this is what life should look like this, and it's okay. Because people do compare, and compare robs you from joy, which I love. And I love how you separate, again, whatever people use, right? I love that you use the enemy. Instead of me feeding to these negative thoughts, I go, oh, that's the enemy messing with me. Like, okay, I see you, enemy, you ain't gonna get me. Like, that's not words from God. So now it's still there, but now it doesn't emotionally control me, right? It's not about removing it completely, because I don't believe we remove things completely forever. It's more about, how do I not let this affect me like it used to, right? And so for you, you're separating it, which I love. For someone that maybe wants to like share their story online, but they're afraid, right? Oh, what are my parents gonna think? Oh, what are people gonna think? Are people gonna judge me? What kind of like encouragement would you want to give that person that really wants to start sharing, but they're afraid to?
I would probably say, how far has that gotten you? Like, how much have you grown just from that belief of caring so much what everyone thinks about you? Probably nowhere. Probably still in the same place. Probably still haven't moved. So do something different. And it's like, you want to live for everyone else. Again, how far has that gotten you? At one point, we all gotta go where we gotta go. We're gonna be 6 feet under at some point, right? Until Jesus comes back and gets our souls, all right? So I tell people, like, you can keep living for others, but like, they don't pay your bills and they're not gonna be here forever. So once they go, what are you gonna keep doing? Living in the comfort of yourself, you know? And it's like, a lot of people live in fear. They allow fear to consume them. What are you gonna do? Allow that fear to literally control you to the point where you're not gonna grow into your highest potential? For what? Like, it's just if God gave you this life, live it to the fullest. Okay, you make a video and what, it flops. Okay, people talk about you. Okay, like, what? It's like, you know, too many people are so worried about what people are gonna think about them. Can't live your life like that, you know? And that's coming from someone that literally lived for everyone but herself.
Said that. Yeah, your whole life.
I never got anywhere doing that. The moment I chose myself, I said, I'm gonna pack my bags, go move across the country. I'm gonna figure it out one way or another. I don't care what my family thinks. I don't care what no one thinks about me, no matter how much I was told no. And then my whole life changed. Sometimes, like, you complain about being put in this box, but you put yourself there. So, like,
that's good. Yeah.
Time to take accountability, be aware,
Yeah.
and like do something about it. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So change it, you know?
That's powerful. I love what you just said, right? People are complaining about this box they're in when they're the one that are keeping themselves in that box or put them in that box. Now, if somebody was like, okay, cool, okay, I hear you, Jazz, I got that, but what is like one practical first step I should take? Is there a book you recommend? Is there you know, should I get a mentor? Should I go to therapy? Like, what's a technique that you did? Like something they could take home today that they can start that journey of not caring what people think, finding the courage to go up there, right? Being more open about their mental health.
I would probably say, like, you need to sit down and find your why. Because no matter how hard the journey gets within content creation, every content creator has experienced burnout. You know, they're consuming more than they're creating at one point. And sometimes it gets very tiring. If you don't have a why to fall back on, you're gonna be in a constant hamster wheel, and you're not even gonna know your own brand identity because you're so worried about consuming everyone else's content and trying to put out the same stuff. So in the midst of like, I'm ready, I want to share this. Of course, share your journey, right? Each of our journeys is different, but like, you need to have a why. If you're chasing money, you will not succeed in the world of social media. People can read right through that and you will have no depth. And people just, right now, the social media game has completely changed. It's not like it was back then. Back then, it was, you know, influencers showing their yachts and showing their designer, and people dig that. They were into that. Right now, people want to connect with the person they're following. If they don't connect with you and you don't offer them value, they're not gonna follow you. So number one, what's your creator currency, right? So what's the value? Why should someone invest into following you, right? What is your brand identity? What is your why? Is it mental health? Okay, why? Why was it mental health? What specifically about your depression, your anxiety, or whatever, you know, you were diagnosed with? How did that impact your life? How do you want to impact others? Are you just milking it to get money, right? Again, it's like you need to have the transparency with your audience, because that's your community at the end of the day. I tell people, if you're just trying to keep it nice and light on social media, people are nosy. People are going to want to know about your life, your boyfriend, your dog, where you live, your house, everything. You're sharing your whole business, okay? These people become like family. So you need to create that space of my why. It's been almost 5 years down the line, my why has never changed. My why has always been the same. Every time I'm burnt out, boom, go back. I actually have my journal from 2020. So I've been journaling since I was 13. I have all my journals
Wow.
since I was 13 years old. My journal from 2020 stays on top of my stack. Every time I have it bookmarked, I'm like, my why. I go back to my journal entry. I'm like, this is my why. I never want to get back to this point. And anyone that's feeling this low, I need to remind them where they need to be. And so that's like my biggest thing. Everyone's different. There's no cookie cutter blueprint thing. Go back to your why. So sit down with yourself, be like, what is going to be my why, my purpose, right? How are you going to make people feel through your content? And that would be my biggest advice.
That's good, and that helps me too, being a content creator. So I really appreciate you sharing that, because yeah, I think it is hard, right? So if you don't have your why, you're not going to be able to figure out the how or find the strength to. And like you said, right, everybody has a secret sauce to how to make a channel or content. If you're watching everybody, then you're going to just be in this loop of doing this and this and this. And then if you're chasing the money, that means you're going to chase the trends. You're going to chase what works. And then now you lose sight of what you really were supposed to do, and stuff like that. So I think that's like really good advice for people. And it's true, right? People want to see now the realness. Everything got so fake and so disconnected that people want to feel like the realness now and that connection to people. And I love that. Even I struggle with that myself sometimes, of like, I'm real, I'm vulnerable on it, but then there's certain things like, should I show that or should I show that? I feel like people wouldn't like that, or that's boring maybe, but maybe that's the thing that people do want to see too, to keep it balanced and stuff like that.
And also being okay with failing. Like, you have to fail. You have to get low views.
How do you, well, like, and I love that, because people really don't talk about that too much. Like, what is like
rejection?
Like, how do people learn to be okay with that, right? Because like you said, it's gonna happen. I have videos that don't do well that I thought, I put all this money into it, I thought I was gonna crush it, and nothing happened. Oh, it's because it's me, it's never gonna work out, right? Like, what's that? How does somebody work through that rejection, where they don't take that rejection as like, okay, I knew I wasn't meant to be a content creator, I'm stopping?
Becoming a content creator is a journey, right? For me, I think I had to wait 2 to 3 years before my first viral or my good video.
So you're posting.
I started maybe 2019. I deleted everything. I was like, oh, I suck at everything. Nothing's working. Or 2020-ish. It wasn't until 2023 where everything blew up for me. But it took almost 2 to 3 years.
I love that you said that too.
Yeah, it was not like I started posting my mental health journey and, oh my God, everyone loved my videos right away. It was not that. It was flopping. And I said, what's the worst that could happen? I get another 100 views, until something popped off. And I said, okay, we got to keep this going. We got to read the algorithm, right? And you start learning the algorithm. It's a relationship, right? What do people want to see about you, right? And you keep going. And another thing is like quality over quantity. People, just because you post 5 times a day, that does not mean that people are going to follow you. And that's like, I think, the biggest myth that's been taught to a lot of people. Put out more content. The more you're on the algorithm, the more you'll pop off. That's not how it works. People don't want to see 5 to 10 videos a day, right? Or like something put out the same. People know when something's batch created. People want to see quality, something that's created for them, right? That you're giving them information from. And so I'd say be patient with the journey, because if you're not willing to be coachable, you're not going to succeed, right? You have to be willing to be rejected, to go through the low views in order to go through the high views, right? Because it also shows a little bit of ego too. Because if you're only looking for validation, right? Even if it's 1 to 2 people that are cheering you on, that should be enough. People forget. People are like, I only got 1,000 views. I only got 100 views. Fill up this room with 100 people. Fill up this room with 1,000 people. We just lose sight because the numbers get to our heads. So I'd say don't even be worried about the numbers. Just be worried about the same people that are there, But it's easier said than done, because our human ego is like, what? Like, why wouldn't people like me? Like, I put time into this. This is about me. But that's when you have to also be like, what's wrong with my content? What am I doing wrong? And go back to the drawing board. So it's either a waiting game or making your content better would be my 2.
That's good. Yeah, I think there's like a difference, right? I tell people, like, entertainment goes viral quicker. It's just what it is. And sometimes evergreen content, they call it, right? Like stuff that's like, this will forever be of value, but it may grow slower, and know that that's okay. right? It's just
I
a slower
prefer that.
one, right? Because again, it's value. I can make someone laugh, or a snake bit me in my hand. Ah ha ha, million views. Okay, cool. But what about 1,000 views and likes versus 1,000,000 views and likes for a testimony, something real, some knowledge that helps someone? Like that changes lives.
1,000 people, imagine.
You said, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful that you do that. I just want to say that it's very uncommon to meet people with big followings that present themselves as this helping person, and you see who they really are, and it's not really who they are. They're playing a part.
I think that's the hardest part about being in the social media industry. I would say I have very little friends in the social media industry, and like I've just accepted it. Like I'm a depthful person. I want to talk about deep things, and sometimes people are like why are you trying to be so deep? I'm like, I don't want shallow conversations, and that's okay. Like, emotional gangster, what can I say? I'm not everybody's cup of tea, you know? You don't have to drink it.
That's right, I love
that.
But
yeah, just finding your people, finding your crowd, and then everything will just flow, and God will put you where you're designated to be.
No, I love that. And I just want to say again, I deeply appreciate you coming out here tonight. We got to hear the vulnerability in you, which is amazing, and there's so many good things that I get to learn from, and I appreciate you taking the time. It's late, guys. It's really late right now.
Bedtime.
She's
Past
busy,
my bedtime.
and you made the time for all of us. So I just so grateful for that. So grateful for that. And
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Hug. Thank you so much.
Of course. Now let's do the handshake. Let's go. So we go boom, boom. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. In today's episode, we learned through Jazz's story the power of vulnerability, the power of expression, because through suppression led to her depression. And once she shared her story on TikTok to the world, she took back her power by taking back her voice. And now through her story, she is changing lives wherever. So I hope you learn today to be more vulnerable and to start expressing, because your story will save someone's life. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Vulnerable Reps podcast, and I'll see you on the next one.
I'm gonna be okay.